Here we have another question of LCM and HCf. This question is from June 2010, paper 1, question 9. Written as a product of prime factors 168 are 2 raised to the power 3 into 3 into 7. Express 140 as a product of its prime factors. So here first we will find the prime factors of 140. So let's start this. Here we have 140. So as it's an even number, so we can start with 2. So 7 times 14 and 0. Then again with 2, 3 times 6 and 1 will move here with 0. So it will be 10. So 2 5 times 10. Then if we 35 cannot come in a table of 2 or 3 or 4, then it will come in a table of 5. So 5, 7 times 35, and then 7 will come in its own table. So 7 times 1 is 7. So the factors of 140 are 2 into 5 into 7, or you can write 2 square into 5 into 7. As they have asked in the question, then express 140 as a product of its prime factors. So here we will write the product of its prime factors. Now in B part they are saying find the highest common factor of 168 and 140. They have already given the factors of 168 in the question, and we have got the factors of 140 in part A. So if we write these two factors, 168 has factors 2 cubed into 3 into 7, and 140 has factors 2 square into 5 into 7. Now the common factors are 2 and 7, because 3 is not present in both numbers, 5 is also not present in both numbers. So 2 and 7, these two factors are common. But for 2 we will see that how much common 2 we can take, okay? Because in 168 2 is 3 times and in 142 is 2 times. So how much we can take common? We can take HCF of these two numbers as taking 2 square common from both, okay? So if we take 2 square common from 140, it will come out, and in 168 we have 2 cube, so we can take common 2 square from here as well, okay? We cannot take 2 cube as a common because 140 is having only 2 square, okay? Now 2 square, then what else is common? We have one more factor which is common in between both is 7. And as both are having 7 just one time, so 1 times 7 will be common. Now 2 square is 4. 4 multiplied by 7. 4 times 7 is 28. Now this last part is very important. Here they are saying find the smallest possible integer, smallest positive integer n, such that 168n is a square number. So here they are saying basically that multiply 168 by one of the number, that number must be positive. So if we multiply 168 by this number, this 168 by that number, answer will become a square number, okay? So it means we will find out one of the numbers. So if we multiply that number by 168, it will become a square number. So first of all, we will check the factors of 168. So here the factors of 168 are, we have to multiply 168 by n, and then n is that smallest possible integer value. So the factors of 168 are 2 cube into 3 into 7. So remember, whenever we have to make a square number or a cube number, then each factors we will make as a square. How? Right now here we are having 2 cubes, so if we break this number as 2 square into 2, and here we have 3 and 7 also. Now this first 2 is a square number right now. 2 square is a square number, 2 square is 4. Now the rest of the 3 numbers, 3, 2 and 7. Right now these 3 numbers are not square numbers. So to make these numbers as square numbers, what we will do, we will multiply this by 2. So this 2 and this 2 will become 2 square. Then we will multiply it by 3. So this 3 and this 3 will become 3 square. Similarly, we will multiply it by 7. So this 7 and 7 will become 7 square. So now if we check that this first 2 is having a square. This first 2 is having a square. Now this second 2 is having a square with another number. Here this 2 is become a square when we multiply it with one more 2. So this 2 and 2 will become 2 square. Similarly, 3 will become square. Okay, this 3 and this 3 will become 3 square. And then similarly, we have done this with 7 also, like this 7 and this 7. They have become 7 square. Now each number is become square now. So what we have done here, basically, we have made each number as a square number. So right now we can say that if we multiply 168 by 2 into 3 into 7, it will become a square number. Now if we multiply 2, 3 and 7, means these three numbers. If you multiply these three numbers, 2 times 3 is 6, 6 multiplied by 7 is 42. These remaining numbers are the factors of 168. Here these numbers are the factors of 168. What we have multiplied here, 2 into 3 into 7. So 2 times 3 is 6, 6 multiplied by 7 is 42. So it means if we multiply 168 by 42, it will become a square number. Okay. So here what we will write, these are the factors of 168, and what we have made here, 2 into 3 into 7. So it's become 42. So it means 168 n is 168 multiplied by 42. So it means the value of n is 42. Okay. Again, I am repeating this, like if we multiply 168 by 42, it will become a square number. Okay. So to make a square number, we will make each factor as a square. So this first 2 was already a square. These three numbers were not having a square. So what we have done, we have multiplied this by 2, 3 and 7. So now each number is become a square number. So what we have added here, we have added 42. So if we multiply 168 by 42, it will become a square number. I hope you have understood this question. Thank you.